Tonight on The Edge, a news alert on Detroit's west side.
Police are investigating a triple shooting, and all of the victims are teenagers. Let's get live to Fox News' Lauren Edwards. She has the very latest on what happened here. Lauren, how are these victims doing right now?
Roop, Jessica, details are limited at this time, but what we do know is that 3 teens were shot just a few short hours ago. The investigation is ongoing, and police say they are looking for the drivers or the people inside a silver sedan. But take a look at the scene from earlier. Now, this was the investigation over on Wisconsin and Puritan. As I said, details are limited, but we are told it all began with a large fight amongst teens. Then later, around 8:20 p.m. at night, a silver sedan, pulled up and opened fire, striking the 3 teens. A 15 and 16-year-old are currently in critical condition. A 17-year-old is in temporary serious condition. And here's what Chief James White had to say about the investigation.
This situation seems like young people fighting, and unfortunately, once again, someone decided to resolve what could have been a regular teenage fist fight that many kids have had growing up with guns. Everyone's stronger and more powerful with weapons, and unfortunately, irresponsible use of a weapon resulted in where we are tonight.
Now, police say that they don't think there's an active threat going on, but they are looking for that silver sedan. So anyone with tips and information, please call their anonymous tip line at 1-800-SPEAK-UP or reach out to them directly at the department. Reporting live here in Detroit, I'm Lauren Edwards on The Edge.
Lauren, thank you. Also tonight on The Edge, a Sterling Heights scare. A woman steps out of her home to find an alligator right on her property.
It was definitely a first of its kind call to Sterling Heights police.
I see neighbors standing here and looking under my car and, taking pictures. I'm like, okay, what's going on here?
When this dentist walked outside to see what was up Thursday morning, not the pearly whites she expected.
Everybody's like, there's an alligator under your car. Oh my God, seriously?
If you didn't know, gators not exactly native to Sterling Heights.
Oh my God, I was in disbelief. I'm like, in Michigan?
We're told probably someone's pet who snuck out or got dumped, making a new home off Ryan Road near 59. The boys in blue, Sterling Heights police called in, a little confused, keeping their distance, calling in backup from the Reptarium Zoo in Utica.
You want me to just grab his tail?
Behind the body camera, Sterling Heights Police Lieutenant Aaron Susala trying to help.
One of the officers pushed him from one side.
Turn your way. All right, I'm backing up so he comes this way.
He started slowly walking to the other side and she grabbed him.
I know. Oh, yeah.
Yes, that was an awe from the lieutenant who wanted to pet the gator.
Now, is he purring? Is that what that is?
No, he's definitely hissing.
He's not happy.
The gator will now go to that Reptarium Zoo in Utica to warm up and relax. The ordeal leaving Marisol with a new morning routine that includes checking under her car.
Oh yeah, definitely, because I always come out of the garage. I don't see what's under my car, but now on, I'm gonna be coming from this side looking under my car.
So, Roop, obviously you cannot have an alligator per city ordinance in Sterling Heights. It's actually a misdemeanor, though, or a fine up to $500. Sterling Heights PD, they are working on wrangling the owner of the gator. We'll see if they find him.
I'm sure that officer appreciated that little edit with the little ping in the eye there.
Yeah, that was for Lieutenant Susala, Mr. Kendall.
There he is. There he is on TV. Oh, good stuff. Thank you so much, Jess. Well, we might not have the tropical weather gators are used to, but we do have a very pleasant-looking stretch of weather ahead.
Captain Rich Luderman has our forecast. Hey, Rich.
Hey there, Jess and Roop. Yeah, quiet, beautiful day today. Plenty of sunshine, low humidity, a light breeze. There is a very weak frontal boundary crossing southeast Michigan. You can see in behind that front more clouds and some light showers well to the north of Milwaukee, up in central Wisconsin. Parts of northern Michigan seeing a few light showers. Most of this is going to fizzle out before it comes our way. Now, there's a chance for a sprinkle tomorrow afternoon, a better chance for some showers down the road on Sunday. You can see it's going to be pretty quiet for the rest of tonight. We're talking frost, not in our part of the state, but up here in the western UP, northern Wisconsin, parts of northern Minnesota. Areas of frost tonight. It is that time of year. We're into early October. How about some great live shots from Honolulu, Hawaii? You can see a cruise ship right there in the lower right-hand part of the shot. Beautiful sunshine. 84 degrees. Yeah, how about that, Rope? Yeah, 84. Honolulu right now. We made it to 77 today with all that sunshine. 80 Chicago, Fort Wayne as well. Even Alpena, pretty mild for early October at 73. Here are the numbers at the airport, 77 and 48. The average number, 68 and 49. So we were above average today. There are the records, 89 on the high side. Look at this. On this date, 1974, we were 24 degrees. That's pretty cold, pretty early. 55 in Lansing, 57 Mount Clemens, 62 at City Airport. There's 50 in Port Huron. Not much of a breeze out there, but the general direction of the flow is now from the north and northwest with the passage of our latest front. How about 48 in Ludington? Yes, there are some cool spots up there. Thunder Bay, Ontario, 39 degrees. It's just a shock to the nervous system to see those blue shades out there with numbers in the 30s for us. Weak cold front crosses the area. More clouds tomorrow, then more sunshine on Saturday. But here's the front that brings us a chance for some showers on Sunday. You'll see that coming up in the 7-day. Cool and dry tonight, just a few clouds. We're down to 52. Tomorrow's a pretty good looking Friday. Not as warm, not as bright, but still nice at 74. Down a few more degrees for Saturday with plenty of sunshine. More clouds, shower chances Sunday. And then how about that? Next week, cooler but dry. And there's your Tigers forecast. Next Wednesday, a home game, 65 degrees. Rooping just a full check at 4 a.m.
All right, Rich, thank you. A Rosh Hashanah celebration interrupted by an armed intruder in Southfield. We're told Rabbi Mendy Klar hosted 15 U of M students at his home on Hilton last night when the suspect entered through the back door and demanded everyone give him everything they had. Nobody was hurt. At this time, police believe this was a crime of opportunity and not connected to anti-Semitism. Police have a woman in custody in connection to the crime. The main suspect has been identified, but still at large.
And the rabbi is a member of Ann Arbor's Jewish Resource Center. In a statement, U of M president says, quote, although we are grateful that the rabbi, his family, and our students are safe, we take the safety of our students very seriously. I have asked for an enhanced security presence outside of Chabad, the Jewish Resource Center, and Hillel, and again on Friday and Saturday of next week for Yom Kippur.
Well, it is sentencing day for a Detroit bus driver who hit and killed a woman who was crossing the street.
This was the second time Geraldine Johnson was responsible for a fatal accident, and many wondered why she was ever allowed to get back behind the wheel.
My sister Janice should still be with us here today.
She had the right of way when she was struck, run over, dragged, and killed by a DDOT bus that was being driven by Geraldine Johnson.
I was flabbergasted at the driving history.
Why were you allowed to continue to drive a bus for the city of Detroit? I believe that the city of Detroit and Department of Transportation failed my sister and failed the people of Detroit and failed you in allowing you to continue to work despite the accidents that you were involved in.
Janice Bauer, who you see there, was the woman who lost her life in the accident. She even worked for the Smart Bus system, helping the disabled. Johnson had multiple accidents on her record, but was still allowed to drive for DDOT. The Bauer family is suing the city. Meanwhile, Johnson was ordered to 6 months in jail and 2 years of probation.
When the security guard decided to check to disarm the student resisted and a struggle ensued.
A security guard at East Point High School risking his life to protect others. We're told a 16-year-old was stopped this morning after the security guard noticed something in his waistband. It turned out to be a stolen loaded handgun. The guard was able to subdue the student after they got into a tussle. The school was placed in a 30-minute lockdown before classes picked back up. The student is in custody and will face disciplinary action from East Point High and law enforcement.
A 13-year-old girl accused of stabbing her 7-year-old sister to death in Taylor could face a more severe punishment if convicted. Today, a judge gave her an adult designation. The child was previously charged as a juvenile, which would allow her to leave jail at the age of 21. With this amended decision, though, the young suspect could be given a lengthier sentence if she's convicted. According to Taylor police, the fatal attack stemmed from an argument over flushing the toilet. Crisis averted. A port strike has been called off.
And now dock workers will have a little more time to negotiate a new contract. The union representing 45,000 workers will suspend a strike until January 15th. It comes after the union and the U.S. Maritime Alliance reached a tentative agreement on wages. Workers at dozens of East Coast ports went on strike Tuesday, leading to fears of supply chain disruptions.
They want you to think that a strike won't hurt. And let me assure you of one thing. A strike will cripple this company.
The UAW ratchets up pressure on Stellantis, calling on the automaker to honor its contract. Hundreds of union members rallied today in Sterling Heights with UAW President Shawn Fain. The union wants Stellantis to keep building the Dodge Durango in Detroit and to reopen the Belvidere assembly plant in Illinois. If their demands are not met, the UAW is threatening a strike authorization vote.
So you have to tell Lion Kamala that we've had enough, Kamala. We can't take you anymore. We're not going to stand for it anymore. Kamala, you're fired. Get out. You're fired.
Former President Donald Trump rallying today at Saginaw Valley State University. It's his latest of many recent visits to our state in a push to win our battleground status. The former president continued to push false claims that his 2020 election loss in Michigan was, quote, rigged. He was joined on stage by U.S. Senate candidate Mike Rogers, who Trump has endorsed in the race.
Michigan is a hot spot for the presidential race, of course. Tomorrow, Vice President Harris will make 2 campaign stops in the Great Lakes state. One visit includes a stop in Metro Detroit, but those details are not being released tonight. The Democratic presidential nominee will also host an afternoon rally in Flint. We are waiting on those details.